Hi there, how are you? I'm going to talk today about attention seeking behaviours. One of the fantastic parents I've had the very great privilege to work with recently messaged me and said that this is something she's increasingly finding difficult with her youngest child. That if she's on the phone for any reason, or if she's talking with other adults face to face, or if her older child who has quite complex needs has to have some of her attention, then however much attention she gives the little one at the rest of the times, he just can't wait. He can't wait. It's not enough. So let's unpick this. One of the most important things is to see that children aren't like a cup that we can fill up. Would be great, wouldn't it, if we could? If I give them an hour's attention now, then I'm in credit for the next 2.5 hours. Because after all, we played in the Play-Doh, we went down the park, we brushed the dog together when we got back, whatever it is, it would be lovely if there was a system like that. But the thing with attention and attention seeking is it leads us down a very dodgy path because it has quite a negative implication. So, what I urge people to do is put the word attachment in instead of attention. So, if we look at it as attachment seeking behaviour, yep, we're really on to something. So, why is that? Well, nature is very, very clever. And when we lived outside with dinosaurs and things that were going to eat us, it made sure that if a baby or a child got stressed or distressed in any way, that it would immediately see connection and attachment with the adults around them to keep themselves alive and to keep themselves safe. And we still have that ancient system in us because it has worked rather well. The evidence being that we still have a human race. So the survival system, because that's what it is, that kicks in when a child starts to feel some kind of physical or emotional discomfort, is what we're seeing when their behaviours start to escalate. And that can look very dramatic if we don't get in there quickly enough. There used to be this belief that, when children do certain behaviours, we should ignore the behaviours, don't reward them with attention, and they'll learn not to do them again. Well, sadly, this is not true. Some children might, in the end, give up in despair, but that's not a helpful and healthy signal for them to take. Actually, I matter so little that I better not even ask for help and for connection. But most children, what happens is the adults get distracted by the things of daily life. So yes, we do have to make phone calls, we do have to talk to other people, we have to make food, we have to go to the bathroom, all these kind of things. Now, we can get caught in this space of thinking, well, my child knows that I am talking to another adult, making dinner, whatever it is. Well, they might know, but depending on their age, they're unlikely to really understand what that means. And if they get stressed for any reason, they still will need connection with us. So when they can't get it, it sets off an ancient survival mechanism. So they will start to go into a state of fight or flight, and it becomes very uncomfortable for them. So however they learned early on to bring us into relationship with them and get that attachment and connection back, boom, 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 then that's what they'll do. So, when they were babies, if we didn't come soon enough for whatever reason when they were getting agitated and frightened, then they would have cried harder and louder and longer. When they get a little bit older and they're toddling, if we came every time they pushed everything off the table, then they learn that these kind of behaviours bring connection. So they don't use them in a negative, nasty way against us because their brains aren't fully formed enough to do this. But in those moments of emotional or physical discomfort, distress, then they start to go into this kind of panicky survival mode. They literally reach for whatever works. When they get that connection with us, if it's done in the right way, then their whole system starts to come down and they feel better. But the longer we leave it, the more we ignore it, the worse and worse and worse this ancient automatic survival system kicks in. And then to bring them back down to a safe, comfortable, emotionally regulated state will be much harder. So, you might be thinking, this is all very well in Jane's fantasy land that she lives. I can't possibly give my child attention all the time, and surely it's not good for them. Well, you can focus on it as connection and think of it as, if you do have to go to the bathroom, as one normally does, or go make some food or a cup of tea, whatever it is, you can keep the connection going just by a little bit of chit chat back and forth. Oh, I can't remember where I put the milk. Who knows where I put the milk? Just making comments like that, your child can still hear you and get that connection going. If you're trying to have a conversation with another adult, then bring your child into it. That's how children learn what conversations are. They shouldn't have to just stand there and wait until we finished. If it was happening to us, we'd think that was quite rude. So little tiny drops just keep that connection. And even if you're distracted with a big situation with your other child, then just again, keep a little bit of dialogue going with the child who's waiting, because whatever situation is going on that's taking your emotional and physical energy, because it has to, it will be slightly alarming for the child who's left on the sidelines. So maybe get them involved in helping in some way, or just keep a little word and something that you can say to them that makes them feel, oh, I still am seen emotionally, physically, and I matter. So, key thing, lose the word attention and put the word attachment or connection seeking behaviour. Yes, it is. Attachment seeking behaviour. Yes, it is. Attention, that's when we get into a negative state of mind. So try and lose it. Let me know how you get on with it. Pop a comment down below. And if you've got a video that you'd like me to make, something, straightforward like this, then put it in the comments below and I'll see what I can do. Take care. Or you can always pop it on social media. At Jane Parenting 2 on Twitter, and Parenting Children Through Anxiety on Facebook. Speak to you soon.